Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another episode of Gratitude and Gains by the Who You Know Show, where we are going to get our blood pumping this morning. We're going to set our goals and set our intention for the day. Super excited you're here with me this morning. If this is your first time on Gratitude and Gains, just go ahead and put a 1 in the chat, and I would love to welcome you. If you've been here before, put a 2 in the chat, and I'd love to say thank you for joining me again. Also, rep your city, rep your hood. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Always like to welcome people from all over the world, so I appreciate you guys being here with me this morning. So let's just go ahead and dive on in, okay? This morning, I feel a renewed energy, okay? Super grateful. I wrote down in my prayer journal this morning my gratitude and goals, and super grateful this morning for a brand new day, right? Thankful for a brand new day that the Lord has made and another chance to walk in his light, because let me just say, yesterday was kind of a dark day for me. I was a little bit down, and I'll get into that here in just a moment, but yesterday I was kind of focusing on what I didn't have, and I was in a kind of a dark mindset, or a negative mindset, or a down mindset, right? And, you know, we all have those days, right? For me, I know when I'm having one of those days, what I need is rest. And so I got some rest, got some good sleep, and was able to wake up with clarity today. So I'm excited about that, grateful for that, grateful for a new energy to go crush it today. And, you know, the awareness that shifted my energy today to gratitude, presence. I want to be present today. I've got a lot of real important meetings today that I need to be fully present in, and my purpose. So I'm excited about that, grateful for it. And that's what I wrote down this morning. Renewed energy. I'm grateful for my strength, my creativity, and also my discipline. I'm grateful for that as well, because right now I'm studying, I'm building, I'm growing, I'm stretching, and all of that is because of the strength, the creativity, and the discipline. So those were a few things that I wrote down that I'm grateful for. I would love to hear what you're grateful for as we get in today into the message. It could be something small, it could be something big, you know, but it's important to anchor in gratitude. And, you know, again, yesterday I was kind of having a rough day, and I can tell you my mindset wasn't in gratitude. It just wasn't. You know, my mindset was looking at the things I didn't have versus the things that I did have, the things that to be grateful for. And it was just kind of in a funk, okay? We all go through it. We go through a funk, okay? And I was in a funk yesterday. And so I would love to hear, what are some of the things that you are grateful for? Tell me in the chat. And also, as you're coming in the room, remember, put a 1 in the chat if this is your first time here on Gratitude and Gains. Put a 2 in the chat if you have been here before, and I'd love to give you a shout out. All right, so let's get into the word today. I was reading the word. I was reading Daniel 1 this morning. And the thing that I took away here was integrity in isolation. So Daniel chose conviction over comfort. Even in captivity, he refused to compromise his values, and God honored him with wisdom, strength, and favor. And so my takeaway was that when you stay disciplined, even in dark places, God positions you for light-filled impact. All right. It gives you impact. When you stay disciplined, even through the hard times. Discipline, when you think about that, what is discipline? Discipline is doing the things that you should be doing, even though you don't want to do it. Right? Discipline was yesterday me getting up here and doing an episode of Gratitude and Gains, getting up here and giving my talk, even though I didn't want to. Yesterday I was in a funk. My mindset wasn't right. If you go back and watch yesterday's episode, you could probably tell. I was up here just getting through. You know what I mean? Just getting through. But that's discipline. You're doing it anyways. Even in the dark places, you're going to do it anyways. It's like working out. Some days I don't feel like working out. Discipline is doing it anyways. Doing the things you should be doing, but you really don't want to do, but you do it anyway. So that was my key takeaway. Again, when you stay disciplined, even in the dark places, God positions you for a light-filled impact. Also, I was reading my devotional, Jesus Calling, this morning, and it said to live in my presence consistently. And there's that word again, consistently, right? Consistently is also, connected to discipline, right? They connect. So to live in my presence consistently, you must expose and expel your rebellious tendencies. Phew, I got a couple of those. If I'm being honest, we all do, right? We got a few of those. You must expose, that's like to shine a light on, and expel your rebellious tendencies. Be prepared to let go of anything I take from you, but never let go of my hand. That's what it said in my devotional this morning. And my takeaway is that peace and power flow when you surrender control. It's like you just give it up. Hey, it's up to you, right? When you give up control, which, think about it, we really don't have much control of a lot of things anyways. So just have faith that God's going to take it. He's going to run with it, So peace and power flow when you surrender control. Gratitude opens your heart. Resentment shuts it down. So that's exactly what I was going through yesterday. Looking at what I don't have instead of what I do have. I wasn't grateful. I was resentful for the things I don't have, and all of that. I had a negative mindset. So I'm telling you from personal experiences, I get up here and share with you guys in the morning like this. My morning routine is to simply share the things that I'm going through in my life. So you're getting the real raw stuff. I'm not always going to be up here perfect. Some days I'm going to get up here and be kind of a mess. That's cool. Whatever. Yesterday was one of those days. All right. But today I'm back at it, and I feel great. So would love to know how you guys are feeling. Right? Tell me in the chat, how you feeling today? Scale of 1 to 10. 1 is like, man, I don't even know where I'm at. Like, pretty dark. Yesterday was like, I don't know, probably a 3 for me. I just was not feeling great. 10 is like, man, I'm feeling like $1 million. So how are you feeling today? 1 through 10, tell me in the chat. Today I'm feeling 10-ish. All right, feeling pretty good. So hopefully you guys are feeling good as well. All right, we got Vonnie in the house. Good morning, Vonnie. Good to see you over there on Instagram. Discipline makes all the difference. More power to you. Thank you, Vonnie. And look, one of these days I'm actually going to meet you. Vonnie's over in India, okay? And I just love you so stinking much. I appreciate you, all the work you do for me. Vonnie works behind the scenes with a lot of my social media. And just shout out to you. I appreciate you. Love you so much. Thank you so much for being here and joining. It's always good to see you. And one of these days I'll meet you in person. Appreciate you. All right. So just some personal reflection. Again, yesterday was a rough day, right? I caught myself focusing on what I didn't have instead of being grateful for what I do have. And I know better, right? What's that saying? Easier said than done, right? Easier said than done. I knew better. I knew exactly. I talk about it all the time. But, it's easier said than done. It's tough, But today's new. I'm walking in the light. I'm choosing gratitude over grumbling or empty energy, So we talk a lot about physical energy, sleep, coffee, caffeine, workouts, right? That's your physical energy, right? But emotional energy determines your impact. And like yesterday, I knew I had a few meetings and a few calls. And that's the bummer, is that the people on the other end who needed me, they didn't get the best of me yesterday. You know what I'm saying? There were people on the other end of those phone calls, on the other end of those meetings that needed my energy to show up and to make an impact. But my emotional energy wasn't there. And so they didn't get to receive what they should have. Let's just put it that way. So my friend Danelle Delgado, she has this saying. She says, "Who loses if you don't win?" Meaning, if I don't get out of the funk, who loses? Who's on the other end of that call that doesn't get to hear the message that you normally would deliver? You know what I mean? So there's other people out there counting on you. Yesterday there were people counting on me. And honestly, I kind of let them down, which put me it was like quicksand. If you've ever had a day like that, it was like quicksand. Because I wasn't showing up the way I know in my soul that I can, it made it even worse. It was compounding the effect. It's like negative momentum. If you've ever had a day like that, where it's just negative, boom, 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 domino effect, right? So remember, your emotional energy determines your impact. If your mindset is low, your output follows that, right? We're all like this big ball of energy. So anyways, I was just kind of barely flickering yesterday, and there were people counting on me to be glowing, right? So today, I'm being intentional about guarding my energy, staying in gratitude, surrounding myself with positive influences and positive people, okay? No more stinking thinking. Gosh, I have to remember that, to draw that line in the sand and just say, no more stinking thinking. And remember that God is the source of every good thing in my life, every positive thing in my life. God is the source of all of that. So there's 4 things that you can do, 4 things that I'm going to do, and how to rebuild your energy through gratitude, okay? So number 1, shift your focus, okay? Energy flows where attention goes, okay? So you got to shift your focus. What were you thinking about? Like yesterday, I was thinking about something that I didn't have in my life. I was focusing in a negative place of lack, right? Not the right place to focus. Focus on what you do have, right? And again, easier said than done, but it is possible, guys, to pull yourself out of a funk. Yesterday, I was unsuccessful at it. Honestly, if I'm being real, I was unsuccessful. I had to just get some rest. It did get better throughout the day, but it was kind of a funky day. But shift your focus. Energy flows where attention goes. Focus on blessings, not burdens. All right? Focus on the positive. Number 2, surrender control. All right? Just like, hey, surrender control. Let go of resentment. When things don't go as planned, let go of resentment and just have faith. God's interruptions are divine redirections, right? So if you're getting rejected or things aren't going the way that you planned, right? Let go of that. Let go of that and just understand God's in control. All right? So, number 3, third thing that you can do is, again, protect your mindset. And what do I mean by that? Like, monitor what you consume. What are you putting in here? Garbage in, garbage out, right? Manage what you consume, what you watch, what you listen to, and what you speak over yourself. Right? Monitor that. Because you can speak life or you can speak death. And yesterday, my thoughts and my words were not full of life, So again, remember that. Protect your mindset. That's the third thing. And then the fourth thing is recharge daily, right? Through gratitude. That's why I do this show. I do this for me, really. It's for my own mindset, guys. Like, I'm glad that there's people getting benefit from it. I'm glad that this helps other people. So cool. And, but really, I do it for myself. To get up here and share my gratitude and my goals and what I'm going through, it helps me. So recharge daily. That's why I do this. Gratitude, prayer. It's another reason why I do this. It holds me to do these things. So recharge daily, gratitude, prayer, and movement. Moving your body are the ultimate energy boosters. All right. So I'm going to go through those again. Right. Here are 4 things you can do to rebuild your energy through gratitude. Okay. Number 1, shift your focus. Number 2, surrender control. Number 3, protect your mindset. And number 4, recharge daily. All right. Recharge daily. So I want you guys to write down 3 things that drain your energy and write down 3 things that refill it. Okay. I want you to think about that. 3 things that drain your energy. Matter of fact, let's do that. In the chat, I'd love for you to share 1 thing that drains your energy. How about that? 1 thing that zaps your energy. Put 1 thing in the chat that zaps your energy. Okay? And then we'll go through that, and then I want you to put 1 thing that fills your energy. Right? So shout out, we've got MK in the house from YouTube. Good morning, good to see you. Let me pull these up in here. Good morning, hi, good to see you, MK. All right, let's see if we got any over there from, we got Vonnie over there. Good to see you, good morning. Okay, so as we go through, Again, write down the things that drain your energy and the things that fill it. All right. And then let's double down on the things that refill your energy. Okay. Double down on the things that refill your energy. So my goals for today, pretty simple. Most importantly, stay grounded in gratitude and emotional energy. Keep my energy high. That's number one. Continue to study for my 65. I'm studying right now. I got to take that in about a week and a half. I'm going to make progress through my Career Transition Summit, creating an all-new summit, and I'm excited about that. And then to keep building momentum through some AI video, viral video strategy and AI music strategy that I'm working through. So I got two things with AI that I'm focused on. And to let everything flow from light, not frustration today, right? So to just be better than I was yesterday. So those are my goals. Pretty simple. I'd love to hear from you. What are a goal or two? What's something that you got on your list of goals today? Right? Could be something big or small. Matter of fact, I like the daily goals to be small, right? You got your monthly goals, your quarterly goals, your yearly goals. Those can be bigger. But your daily goals just need to be small, right? What are the things that you need to do today to help get you closer to the bigger goals, right? All right, a couple questions I have for you before we wrap things up. What's one thing that instantly recharges your emotional energy? One thing that recharges your emotional energy. And then the second question is, how do you shift your mindset when you're feeling drained or discouraged? What are things that you do? All right. So guys, hopefully this message has been encouraging, uplifting, inspiring in some kind of way. Make sure you share this out, hit that share button, okay? And make sure you tune into the regular Who You Know Show podcast, all right? In that podcast, what I do is I interview some of today's biggest thought leaders. We got entrepreneurs, business owners, CEOs. We got best-selling authors and coaches and celebrities and athletes, people that are doing big things, what I call world changers. And what I'm doing is I'm interviewing these world changers really to figure out what's their blueprint to success. They've found some level of success in the area of their life. And what I've noticed is that some people have more success in other areas, like maybe it's their wealth, maybe it's their career, maybe it's their relationships. But what I'm doing is a holistic approach. I want to figure out the best way to be successful in all of those areas, right? Because I see it all the time. One person might be super wealthy, but their health, like they're dying because they went all in one area. You know what I mean? It's hard to be successful in all those areas. Wealth, health, business, career, relationships, spiritual life. Like it's hard to be fully rounded, you know, in all areas. So what I'm looking for is blueprints to success. Success leaves clues. And I want to figure out how to deliver that for myself and for you, so you can get the shortcut. You know what I mean? So make sure you tune into the regular Who You Know Show podcast. Would love that. All right, we got Angeline in the house. She says, negative thoughts and negative people drain my energy. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Me too. No more stinking thinking. And no more stinking people. How about that? Praise and worship builds my energy. Amen. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I agree with that. Okay. Praise and worship is gratitude. You know, gratitude is praise. You know, they say praise in the storm. Even when you're going through it, to praise in the storm. because it is a form of gratitude, and you cannot be grateful and negative at the same time. They don't coexist, right? It's like the light casts out all darkness, right? As soon as you flick a light switch, boom, darkness goes away. It's the same thing. When you praise and you have gratitude, it's like the darkness just goes away. Again, easier said than done when you're in your head and you're going through all that stinking thinking. This can be tough. Yesterday was a tough one for me, but I needed to recharge, reset my mind, and get back at it. You know what I mean? So I could show up and be there for the people who are counting on me, because there are people counting on me to show up and deliver. Yesterday I had a few calls, and I almost feel like calling them people back today. Like, yo, yesterday I talked to you. You didn't get the real deal. Let's unpack this. Let me give you the real deal today. All right? Because yesterday, let's just forget that call even happened. Let's rock and roll. I'm probably going to do that because they didn't get the full impact that they should have gotten yesterday. Let's just put it that way. So anyways, Angeline, always good to see you. I appreciate you. Can't wait to hug your neck one of these days soon. And maybe we'll get together and have one of these conferences or something someday, all right? But anyway, good to see you. Good morning, good morning. Let's see, we got a few other folks over there on Instagram. Appreciate you being here with us this morning. But hey, guys, I'm going to go ahead and rock and roll this morning. All right, I'm going to get out of here and get the rest of my workout done. I've actually started my day off a little bit late today, doing some of my studies. But thanks again for joining me on today's episode of Gratitude and Gains. Hope y'all have an amazing, blessed day. Guys, that's the show. Let's rock. Let's roll. Let's go. It's all about who you know. Bye.